Aina, you've been audited. Hello and welcome to You've Been Audited, a content marketing series where I audit some of the most popular brands on social media. The last time that I did an episode of You've Been Audited, I got a very interesting request from someone who wanted me to actually audit a personal brand or influencer. And of course, the first thing that came to mind to me was if you don't know who Aina is, Aina is a YouTuber, a social media influencer, and an advocate for diversity and inclusion in the beauty landscape. She's also the reason why I know how to do my own makeup, and she's my birthday queen, which doesn't really matter, but just thought y'all should know. Although this is an influencer, any personal brands, any lifestyle brands, especially a lifestyle brand that has the CEO as the front face of this brand, can take a lot of great tips from this. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is her profile picture. Ironically, Ina's profile picture is her with what looks to be a Snapchat dog filter, which if you remember the days where that was the say-all be-all, let me know in the comments. I think this makes a lot of sense for Ina as a personal brand because Ina is very silly and very playful in her videos if you've never seen them before. And so it totally makes sense for her to use something so funny and ironic as her profile picture. It kind of lets you know right away, right off the bat, who Jackie is as a person at her core. And so I think that totally makes sense for her brand. A headshot is typically the norm, but you can always find ways to make your headshot a little bit more creative, a little bit more dynamic, or even just more silly and fun and playful to really allow yourself to showcase who you are as soon as people see your face for the first time. So when it comes to her name of her profile, it's Aina, which makes a lot of sense. I'm sure that she's aware that most people who are going to come to follow her on Instagram are people who are coming from YouTube, so they already know who she is. Her profile bio says where she's from, where she's located, her email address, and then it says, I make videos and other stuff, Forever Mood, and then she also tags a lifestyle brand she has called Lavishly Jackie, and then she tags to her brand forevermood.com. I would say that her having her email address in there is especially important because when you are an influencer or a personal brand, you do want to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to contact you. Her whole I make videos and other stuff, I don't recommend that for the typical influencer who is emerging and growing because you want to really like present yourself as someone who is a specific thought leader. So if you're a new and upcoming beauty influencer, you might want to say, I share beauty tips specific to women of color, specific to dark-skinned women. You want to let people know. Aina has already established that brand, so don't try to be like Jackie, okay? Like, be where you are in your brand presence and let people know what your zone of genius is. Now let's get into her highlights. Currently, Jackie has 3 highlights, and I always like to look into highlights because they're kind of like the navigation bar of your profile. Right now, her highlights are home, press-ons, and the looking eyes. And from looking through the looking eyes, it looks like that's a story highlight dedicated to her and her bae, Dennis. So home makes sense to me. Home makes sense because from watching Jackie's videos, I know that her condo is absolutely stunning. She's very into decor and decorating and design. Press-ons is very much a staple for her as well. And the looking eyes for her and Dennis make sense as well because both of them are quite a hilarious couple duo together. As a YouTuber, I definitely would say that an additional highlight that would be super great for her to have is a YouTube one, showing behind the scenes of her recording her videos. That is the core of her content strategy, and so directing people to that and having a space where people can see that, I think would really be great. With Jackie being someone who is such a catalyst for representation in the beauty space for Black and brown people, having something related to that could be cool as well. So all in all, I'll currently give Jackie a 3 out of 5 on her profile. Don't come for me though. It's not because I don't think that the way that she's highlighted her profile is great. It's just that Jackie has 1.7 million followers and she has even more subscribers on YouTube. And so the way that she navigates how she sets up her profile is a little bit different. It's with the assumption of knowing where most of her followers are coming from and the fact that most people already know who she is. So for an up and coming emerging person who wants to establish a personal brand, I wouldn't recommend that you follow every single thing that she has done. But for who she is and where she's at, it works. So the next thing we're gonna look at is her branding. So how she presents herself online, how she conveys her zone of genius, her personality, and everything that makes her her. I think that for this particular video, the branding part might be one of the most important parts because so many niches have become saturated, and with that, everybody has to really niche down and figure out what their focus or zone of genius is. And I think that honestly, from day one, Jackie has really established this for herself really strongly. So I'm excited to get into her personal brand on social media to show you guys how she's done that. So first and foremost, Jackie is a girl who turns looks. She's a beauty girl, but she's a fashion girl, and she lets you know that she's always turning her looks. Different wig, different hair, who this, different makeup looks, who this, black designers, who this, you know? She uses her personal brand on Instagram as an opportunity to show a 360 view of who she is, which is something I really appreciate. And I think this is especially true with the Reels. Jackie Aina has really tapped into Reels in such an amazing way because, like I said before, she's super personable, she's super hilarious, and she's a person who always likes to make fun of herself. And so I think that she's really leveraged Reels, knowing that video is her zone of genius, as a way to share beauty tips, share products that she loves, and even show her personality in a way that is super dynamic and makes a lot of sense for her brand. And so I think she's a great example of how to use Reels as an influencer. Jackie is also super big on supporting Black-owned businesses, not just beauty businesses, but also fashion. And so she shows a lot of that. She is constantly being seen wearing Black-owned brands, and that has always been a part of her personal brand, even before it was cool to do so. Facts. She's a big catalyst for representation for Black people, for diversity and inclusion in the beauty industry. And so she is never afraid to call brands out. She is never afraid to really make her opinion and her values known, even if that means potentially like impacting her own career. So when it comes to brands, I would definitely say that it's a 5 out of 5 for me, dog. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. So conventionally, high quality content is considered your lighting, your angles, the equipment that you use, and all of that good stuff. And I do think that if you are an influencer specifically and you want to be paid to work with brands, you have to show your ability to create high production, high value content. But in addition to that, you need to have substance to your content. If you're just posting beautiful selfies, if you're just posting beautiful like photos of your outfit from head to toe, that's only gonna get you so far. Jackie, I would say that her content is quality because she makes sure that who she is very abundantly clear, and what she stands for is very abundantly clear in every piece of content that she shares. In addition to that, Jackie has become an entrepreneur recently, and so it also is important for her to display some content that's important to her personal brand and the brand that she has now started. And so I think that she has a good dynamic between promoting that brand while also maintaining her personal brand online. And so I would say that her content quality is a 5.5 as well. Well, that's it. That is my audit of Jackie Aina's page. I really hope that you guys found this really helpful. If you have any questions about this, please drop them in the comments. And if you need more hands-on support with building out your content strategy as a personal brand, as a regular brand, as an influencer, I got you, okay? I do content marketing audits where I look at your content marketing strategy in the same way that I just did for Jackie Aina and for multiple other brands so far, and I let you know what you're doing well, where you can improve on, and opportunities that you probably aren't leveraging to really boost your profile and your presence on social media. So if you're looking for that, please hit me up, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.